Good evening, one and all. Welcome to episode 242 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming to you live from YouTube. If you're tuning in for the recording, actually, let's try that again. If you're tuning in for the live, you can tell it's been a while since I've done these. It's actually been almost 2 weeks, hasn't it? If you're tuning in for the live, thank you very much. But if you're watching the recording, you're very welcome as well. Regardless of whether you're watching the live or the recording, please feel free to ask a question, leave a comment, and please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. For the benefit of those of you watching live, this is the second of 3 videos. Hopefully there will be a third one. The third one is probably the one that most of you want to stick around for, because you will, I think, have a lot to say about the scents that I'm planning to smell in that third one. First comment for this one goes appropriately enough to Rich Mitch, who's saying hello, but Leah's here as well saying hello, so is James, so is Kat Z, there's Lalwa saying good evening. Hello from Brooklyn, New York, says the Udo Pantograph. Beautiful shirt. Thank you very much. New shirt for a new year for all of you. So happy to finally catch live reviews, it says Rachel. Lots and lots of hellos to all of you. I'm not intending to spend a great deal of time on these because I do want to move on to the third video and get all 3 done before the end of this hour. But in the video that we've just done, which was on Eris's Scorpio Rising, I featured a brand new scent for the year. So I thought I would like to do a video in keeping with all of this New Year business, to do a video on a brand that is new to me. And the brand is Bon Parfumeur. But the brand has been around for a few years. I think it's been around for 3.5, if not 4 years. But as I say, I've not been aware of their work at all. And towards the end of last year, I was sent these 3 samples. But there are a lot more scents. Now, you will see that if I just show that one off a little bit better, you will see that all of their scents have numbers as their names. So the ones that I've been sent are 101, 602, and 702. If anybody's aware of them, I would be very, very interested to learn. Keith says Bon Parfumeur offer very good fragrances for reasonable prices. Okay, interesting. Well, we shall see if we agree in a moment. And the numbers, I think, are meant to give you an indication of the fragrance family that these scents fall into. So all of the ones which start with a 1 are florals. The ones which start with a 0 are colognes. I haven't smelt any of those. Then we've got 2s, the ones which they're in the 200s, are fruit perfumes. The 3s are amber and spice. 4s, the brand, are calling orientals, but we won't go there today. The 5s are gourmand, and according to this leaflet that I've got here, they've only got the 1 gourmand at the moment. The 6s are woody. The 7s are Buzz Lightyear. No, the 7s are aromatics. The 8s are aquatics. And the 9s are what they call special. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, I need to try those, but I haven't got a sample of those. For instance, 902, according to this leaflet, is Armagnac, blonde tobacco, and cinnamon. But I wonder what makes that special, because that sort of, to me, sounds like a fairly sort of, well, maybe it's because it doesn't fit into any other category, but surely it would fit into woody or something like that. They also have collaborations and something that they call les privés. And they also, according to this leaflet, hopefully it's not out of date, they also have 3 candles: an aromatic candle, a woody candle, and a amber and spicy candle. So we may not have time to smell all 3 of these, but I wonder if I were to sort of say to you now, which is the one that you would like me to spray first. I have not smelt them before, okay? So this is a proper love at first scent. I wonder which one will come out on top if we do a very, very impromptu survey. So you could just say, if you know, I've got 101, 602, and 702. 101 is floral, 602 is woody, and 702, what did I say, is aromatic. 101, 602, this is going to be very, very unscientific. 101, pink one, says Itziar. The floral for sure. Okay, lots and lots for the florals. And actually, I wanted to try the floral as well. Okay, so let's do the floral. This one, by the way, I've been able to find out is by Alexandre Monet. And I was intrigued by this because it says that it's got 3 basic notes on the front. Can you see that there? It mentions that it's rose, sweet pea, and white cedar. And each of these ones has got the 3 notes. Lots for 6, so perhaps we'll have time to try 6 as well. Very efficient naming scheme, says Catsy, but somehow I don't like notions like efficiency mixing with fragrances takes away from the experience. I think, I don't want to put words in the brand's, I don't want to put words in the brand's mouth, but I think somebody's saying, sadly, you didn't pick up the Plum Japonais clone 401. Oh, okay, contentious comment. I think this brand, if you look at their website, they're trying to set themselves up as being, dare I say, a little bit anti-traditional perfume. So I think they're very, very much trying to aim for a younger clientele. I think they've got they're sort of trying to push this thing, the sustainability idea, recycled materials idea, things having a high percentage of naturals. But see what you think. You can find the website yourself easily. So quite attractive packaging, I think, and an unshowy bottle. An unshowy bottle is always a good thing because it makes you think that maybe the money has been spent on the juice. But let us see. So this is 101 from Bon Parfumeur. It feels like it's been a while since I've done a genuine sort of, is this going to be love or disgust? I think that's got to be a New Year's resolution for Love at First Scent, is that we need to do more of those sorts of things. Sweet Pea has a bad rep with 20-somethings, says Diana. Really? Well, that's a shame. Any 20-somethings watching, you need to get to love Sweet Pea. Okay, here we go. 101. Where should we pop that? Let's pop that here. Okay. Because this hasn't happened for a while, where I'm genuinely trying perfumes with you for the first time, I suddenly thought, oh my goodness, what's the forehead doing? What's the forehead? Somebody's going to comment on the forehead in a second. This is going to bug me because this, at its start, really, really reminds me of another floral somewhere, and it usually takes me a little bit of time for the mental filofax to kind of go ding. You know, that's the one. Okay, but what am I getting so far? What I'm actually getting, yes, there is a very, 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 very gentle rose note there. Sweet Pea, please never get Botox, Mr. Persolaise. We love the forehead. Don't worry, I have absolutely no intention of ever doing anything like that this year. Sweet Pea reminds me of a hideous Bath and Body Works lotion, says Eric. My sister used to use, never smelt it in real life. Oh my goodness. Okay, then that's one thing you need to try to do this year, Eric, is to try and get some sweet peas. At least in the UK, sweet peas tend to bloom in sort of late spring, early summer, and the smell of sweet peas is just something else. I mean, they are amongst my favorite scented flowers, and they're really quite easy to grow. So maybe that could be a little project for you to, if that is at all a possibility. When I hear Sweet Pea says experiencing fragrances with Amina, I'm just going to say Amina, okay? It takes me back to my Bath and Body Works. Oh, another Bath and Body Works. So I have to say, I'm not getting a huge amount of that gentle, delicate, fragile beauty that you get from Sweet Pea. Rose, yes. Cedarwood, yes. But also something metallic. Not in an unattractive way, okay? It's kind of interesting. Almost heading in the direction of Vierge and Torero from État Libre d'Orange, although that isn't what it actually reminds me of. It will come to me. Or maybe there's a suggestion as well of the Acqua di Parma Rosa Nobile, which is a very interesting, beautiful, but also slightly metallic, slightly weird off rose. Wouldn't the rose note suppress the sweet pea, says Pregeza? Well, it shouldn't if it's well done. And the Mr. Zanshin says, got the video right now and have lost my smell. Oh, got the vid. Oh no, okay. I've never heard it being abbreviated to the vid. I've heard of Rona. Finding you live usually makes me smile, but today just got teary-eyed. Don't get teary-eyed. You will recover. Your sense of smell will recover too. But the one piece of advice that I can give you from people who have sadly experienced this themselves as well is that you just need to keep making a conscious effort to smell. So every day, take out some of the your favorite things that you would smell, your favorite perfumes, and go through a conscious smelling exercise, because apparently that very much helps the sense of smell to return. But sending you lots and lots of good wishes. There you go. Herb says, Mr. Zanshin, try smelling lots and lots of things. Absolutely. Do it as a thing in every morning and every evening where you go through a smelling exercise. Yeah, that's really going to bug me. Okay, but we need to move on. Let's do another one. So yes, this is interesting and maybe not quite as cutesy as I thought it might be. Let's do the 602, which is the woody one, for the soundtrack junkies there. Jeremy says, I lost my smell and it came back. All my bottles smell like they used to, except Le Mal. I need to get a sample to see if it's my bottle that went bad or my nose. Well, if it's only the one bottle that doesn't smell right, I would say that would seem to suggest that it's the bottle rather than you. So 602 is supposed to be pepper, cedar, and patchouli. And 602 is made by a perfumer called Natalie, I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce her name, Kobus or Kubus, who has done a lot for this brand and has also done a lot for Molten Brown. I must admit, pepper, cedar, patchouli as a list of notes doesn't immediately make you think, oh gosh, this is going to be different, this is going to be original. But let's see. Perhaps there are some other elements in there that lots of COVID talk now. Eric says, when I got the Delta variant, I just acquired a Shiseido bottle of Féminité du Bois and couldn't smell it at all. It came back in about 36 hours though. Okay. And people giving you advice to take higher doses of zinc and vitamin D. Well, just look after yourself, and the odds are on your side. The odds are absolutely on your side that you will be fine and that your sense of smell will return. Okay, so what's this? Okay, woody intense, it says on the back. What's the descriptor for the rose one? Oh, floral fresh. Okay, fresh. Maybe edgy fresh. So if this is supposed to be woody intense, it's interesting this, because I would say it smells, at least at first sniff, it smells as though it's been made with good stuff. And yet maybe this is a brand that doesn't necessarily want to foreground originality or innovation, because I'm sure I've smelt this sort of combo of patchouli, pepper, cedar lots and lots of times before. The pepper opening is quite strong, and immediately made me think of Marc Jacobs's Bang, because I think I would imagine there's also a lot of musks here. But this is I think a shrug in a perfume bottle, where you think, okay, nothing may be necessarily wrong with it, and it certainly smells perfectly attractive and pleasant. But also, if you're setting up a brand, I don't know. I don't understand. You know, in the previous video, apologies to those of you watching the recording, but in the live video that we did just before this one, I reviewed the latest scent from Eris, Scorpio Rising from Eris, composed by Antoine Lee. And Eris as a brand, so far anyway, absolutely doesn't want to do the safe thing. They keep trying to push things forward whilst remaining very, very respectful of perfumery's past, whereas this is yeah, it's just a bit bland in that sort of pleasant stroke bland way that a lot of perfumes seem to be able to achieve. I think we should just do the last one as well. And Rachel's saying, thank you. You are answering my exact question for this brand. Okay, well, I'm glad. We need to do the last one as well. What's the last one meant to be then? Incense, lavender, and cashmere wood. Well, we know that cashmere wood means cashmeran, and this is meant to be aromatic fresh. You just talk amongst you. Oh, yes, some of you enjoy this as well, don't you? Right, let's give you the sonic experience too, except it doesn't look like it. What is that meant to be all about, actually? Haven't Amouage just done an ASMR video of some sort? I like cashmeran, says Yura. I like cashmeran too, but cashmeran needs to be used in a different way now. I like Dentebras, which has cashmeran, but it's a weird composition. A huge slug of cashmeran Dentebras. Mathilde Laurent of Cartier is a huge cashmeran fan. Rest in peace, headphone user, says Jeremy. Sorry. And let's see. This is 702. The trouble with these sorts of names is that I think you're very, very highly unlikely to remember which is which. So, you know, how would you be able to differentiate between 701 and 702? But it's certainly in terms of openings, this is probably the dullest of the three. And there was a little bit of a whiff of those sort of dangerous woody ambers just for a moment. It seems to have quietened down. So what was this? Incense, lavender, and cashmere wood. Okay, if the incense is in there, it's not a sort of beautiful incense note that you would expect from the kind of thing that you might expect from an Amouage, or the kind of thing that Andy Tower would use, or the kind of thing that you might smell in a Comme des Garçons, like in Avignon. It's all simple, streamlined, inoffensive, doesn't rock the boat, but certainly a couple of notches above Jo Malone. Because as I was using those descriptors, I suddenly thought to myself, God, you're just describing Jo Malone there. But it is definitely more interesting than Jo Malone. So if you are watching this video and you're the sort of person who's maybe hasn't quite come over to the dark side of perfumery yet, but you would like to venture further than the territory of Jo Malone, then maybe this would be an interesting next step for you. I mean, I personally would say just cut to the chase. Just go for the really, really interesting stuff straight away. And they all vaguely remind me of something else, and that is going to bug me. But the mental Filofax does usually deliver the goods in the end. After several hours of that information being filtered through there is nearly always the moment where I go, yes, that is the thing that it reminded me of. And when I get it, I get it. I'm just re-smelling 101. Ooh, that really does bug me, because it's so like something else. And somebody earlier said that there was one which was very much like Plum Japonais. So maybe this brand are also trying to do a sort of, let's take inspiration from existing perfumes and let's try and do our own version of them. What is that 101? I think something quite mainstreamy. I'm picturing something quite mainstreamy. And 602 is almost like somewhere between Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb and Marc Jacobs's Bang. And 702 is definitely the least interesting of these three. Okay, so, well, at least we smelt them. At least we smelt them together. And at least now we know what it is that this brand is about. But there could be some of, I will keep an open mind when I smell the others. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you are sticking around for the next episode because you are able to and you're watching live, I think you may enjoy the next one, because I would imagine you are going to have lots to say about the things I smell. But for now, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to click on end stream now. See you in a bit.